stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll go through the consent agenda. Items listed below are considered routine and non-controversial by the city. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless requested by a council member, staff, or citizen. If removed, the item will be discussed at the end of the regular agenda. Item A, approval of minutes. City Council work session July 15th, 2025. City Council regular meeting July 15th, 2025. Item B, Loose Line State Trail Cooperative Agreement, 6th Street Trail Project. Authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to execute a Loose Line State Trail Cooperative Agreement with the state of Minnesota for design services of the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources portion of the 6th Street Trail Project. Item number C, Safety Program Service Agreement, Safe Assure Consultants Incorporated. Authorize the mayor and city clerk treasurer to execute an agreement with Safe Assure Consultants Incorporated to provide a safety program for the city of Winsted in the amount of $3,927.65. Item D, Resolution R-25-31, 2025 Winsted Night Out and National Night Out donations. Adopt Resolution R-25-31, accepting donations from various donors to be dedicated towards the 2025 Winsted Night Out event and 2025 National Night Out event. Item E, resignation. Winsted Volunteer Fire Department accept the voluntary resignation of Mr. William Casey from the Winsted Volunteer Fire Department effective August 15th, 2025. Item F, Security Bank and Trust Company, pledge securities. Approve the pledge securities that Security Bank and Trust Company has purchased for the city of Winsted for the month of July 2025. Item G, Building Permit Report, July 2025. Approve the building permit report for the month of July 2025. Item H, Financial Report, June 2025. Approve the financial report for the month of June 2025. Item I, Claims. Approve the claims list for August 19th, 2025. This is the consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I'll motion the approval of the consent agenda, and I abstain from voting on item F.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion. We have a second. Is there any further conversation? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. There are no public hearings. There is no old business. New business, item A, 2025 Cured in Place Pipe Project Award. Consider a motion to award a bid to HydroClean LLC in the amount of $97,806.84 to provide all the materials and labor necessary to rehabilitate existing sanitary sewer with a sanitary sewer cured in place pipe lining project in the city of Winsted.
Yeah, I've asked Josh from Bolton and Mink to elaborate on that a little bit.
Thanks, Neil. Mayor, members of the council. So we did receive on August 12th a quote for the 2025 CIPP or Cured in Place Pipe Project. The proposed work includes materials, labor to rehabilitate about 2,460 linear feet of pipe. Just kind of a little anecdotal note there, we have about 12 miles of sanitary sewer pipe within the city of Winsted, so we're touching about a half a mile with this project. So we do like to kind of continuously work on rehabilitating the sewer on an incremental basis every year, and this is the next project in that process. So we are able to rehabilitate this pipe without excavation, so that's a nice part about the work. There won't be any delays as far as street work. This is able to be done trenchless construction. So HydroClean did submit a bid of $97,806.84. Their bids were received and they were competitive. It's about 41% below the high bid from In Situ Form. HydroClean has completed successfully completed projects of this type in the past for the city of Winsted. And they have shown themselves to be a responsive and responsible contractor. Based on that, I do recommend award to HydroClean LLC in the amount of $97,806.84. One other note is that we did push the completion date of the project out to spring of '26 in order to get more favorable bids. The timing was a little bit tight for this year, so that was one item that was changed in the contract.
What is the life cycle of the cure?
Yep, so when it goes in as a flexible resin, and then it's steam or water cured, and then it's basically a plastic pipe, so a 90 to 100 year life cycle or lifespan. And the thickness of the pipe is such that it doesn't require the existing pipe to be give it any support, so it's a fully supported, self-supported pipe when it's done. So whatever that, usually it's clay or concrete pipe that we're lining. When that fully deteriorates, this pipe it'll hold up on its own.
The last question I have then, do we do the jetting of this stuff? So is this the second step of what we do? Do we coat in the areas that we've jetted, or are we going through areas that have roots and whatever?
Yeah, so we're kind of deciding on what to line on a couple of different bases, and a lot of it comes from our jetting, cleaning, and televising work that Chris does annually. So jetting and cleaning is done a little more as a maintenance for the sewer system. Televising is done for that proactive look at what the condition of the pipe looks like. And so we use that televising data to kind of say, okay, what do we want to do next as far as lining? We don't get into a situation where we have a pipe failure and then we have to dig it and back up.
Sure.
Yep.
Thank you.
Can this be done in the wintertime, or?
Yep, they can. They
Okay.
can come out in the winter, and in fact, it's done quite a bit in the winter.
How long do you anticipate it to take? A week,
The whole-
2 weeks?
Yeah, they'll be in town about a week to finish this work.
Residents get notified of this, and then and do we shut water off? Well, it's taken so people can't.
Yep, there's a couple of different notifications timed out, so they get one like 7 days in advance, and then they get one 2 days in advance, and they will have a few hour window when they can't use their sewer for that day. So we try to give them 2 different notices, and then for the 1 day when they're curing it out, they can't use their sewer, then that's robotically cut out, the services are, and it's reinstated pretty quick, but there is some outage.
Entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to award a bid to HydroClean LLC in the amount of $97,806.84 to provide all the materials and labor necessary to rehabilitate existing sanitary sewer with a sanitary sewer cured in place pipe lining project in the city of Winston.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Carries. Thank you. Item number B, vehicle replacement, Winston Volunteer Fire Department. Consider a motion to authorize the city administrator and fire chief to take actions necessary to facilitate the purchase of a 2009 Chevrolet 3500 pickup from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources for a cost not to exceed $30,000. Declare a 1988 Chevrolet pickup as surplus equipment and eligible for sale, as recommended by the fire chief, and authorize the city administrator to determine the process and best method for the sale of the vehicle. Neil.
Yes, at a recent fire where we were a support call, our current truck that we use to pull our trailer, or one of the current trucks that we use to pull our trailer, had problems with it. After it was diagnosed, it became a much more expensive fix, that we were going to need a new engine for this particular vehicle. The fire chief reached out and asked if he could investigate into a DNR program that allows rehabilitation of these type of vehicles for a lesser cost for fire departments. And he was able to find and secure one. And what we're asking is for your approval in order to get that vehicle ready to help with rescue and fire.
Any questions?
No, sir.
So we did discuss this at our planning session, and the only thing we would ask is that you bring it to the chief's attention about the various avenues to sell the old equipment. And that it is, as a collector, should have some fairly significant value. Would that be fair enough, Councilman Cafferty? Is it? Okay. So with that, I'd entertain a motion.
I'll consider a motion to authorize city administrator and fire chief to take actions necessary to facilitate the purchase of a 2009 Chevrolet 3500 pickup from the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources for a cost not to exceed $30,000, and declare a 1988 Chevrolet pickup as surplus equipment and eligible for sale as recommended by the fire chief, and authorize the city administrator to determine the process best method for sale of the vehicle.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Item C, Winstead Brush Site and Wastewater Treatment Facility Gate Installation. Consider a motion to authorize the city administrator to execute a quote from Computer Integration Technologies for the purchase and installation of an access control solution, cellular gateway, and related equipment for gated access at the Winstead Brush Site and Wastewater Treatment Facility for an amount not to exceed $5,890. Neil?
So as you guys know, this was a project that we had on for last year, and I was hoping to have it done by this spring when we had to try to research our connectivity out at the wastewater treatment facility. It was suggested that we keep those two things separate as far as not having us hook up to their Wi-Fi and their internet system. So this gateway is going to obviously provide us internet, and the rest of it is how we are able to eventually be able to sell the cards and have people have that more access to our brush site.
Any questions?
Does Swanee have to learn anything?
Old dog, new tricks, that's not something we're gonna have.
I'm curious, so we opened up the brush site kind of continuously after the storm. Has anybody abused that?
It's very
Best of
busy.
your knowledge? Pardon?
According to according to Swanee, it's very busy.
Oh, it is very busy,
Yes.
but I mean, he hasn't been there all the while. I was just curious.
Justin would know better than that.
Right. Could use a little gravel back there. I know I got quite muddy a couple of times
Yep.
hauling stuff back there.
And
So
that was ordered.
right, I remember us talking about that. That was part of the highway, the County Road 5. Is that what we're still waiting on, or?
No, we're still waiting on the contractor that we hired to do it.
Okay, all right. Consider a motion for this?
Mr. Mayor, I'll motion to authorize the city administrator to execute a quote from Computer Integration Technologies for the purchase and installation of an access control solution, cellular gateway, and related equipment for gated access to the Winstead Brush Site and wastewater treatment facility for an amount not to exceed $5,890.
We have a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second, is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. I do have one question. So just west of that gate, I assume that where it's just black dirt, that's where the construction company was going to use if it hadn't have been.
Correct.
split. We're going to put that back into weed seed, or what's going to be done with that? Any idea?
Right to the, you're saying directly to the west of
To
it?
the west of our brush site.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to seed it, I guess.
Okay, and that was a joke
Haven't been
about
out
weed
there,
seed,
but-
but
Yeah, I haven't looked out there.
it's just
recently.
it's a black dirt
black
field.
dirt,
That's kind
yeah.
of what it looks like to me, so. There, I threw you a curve. I don't do that.
You did, but
So-
if you want to buy that lot, then we could get something out there. Even better.
Organizational report, do we have an organizational? We do not have an organizational report tonight. Open forum is to provide residents an opportunity to address the council on an issue that might not be on our agenda. It would appear that we don't have, it would appear that we have a citizen that would like to come forward.
Not only a citizen, an employee, Mr. Mayor, members of
And
the
an
council,
employee,
thank you. I just wanted to note, I know there's been a lot of communication going out, but if people are donating for the recent fire victims here in town, go through a reputable source. There is the Red Cross, just to ensure that your goodwill goes to where it should go. So, just want to say that.
Thank you. And I understand that if someone wants to contact us, we will steer them in the right direction, us being the city staff. And we do, our hearts do go out for those people that lost their homes, and we hope that they're able to be made whole quickly. City Administrator updates and announcements.
City Hall will be closed on Labor Day. We have the tax and levy talks coming up quite a bit. Just touching back on the fire piece, it was pretty impressive the way our city staff, the firefighters, and Justin and his team really took control of the scene, and really everybody that came to help, all the other departments. It was impressive to see them in action and see what they could do. So kudos to them for making a bad situation better.
Or at the minimum, keeping it from getting worse.
Correct,
right?
yep.
So, any other items on your end?
That's all I have.
Tom, do you have anything?
I do.
Okay.
I wonder if the administrator could give us an update on the apartments and their progress.
So, actually, I drove by there today. They are putting the roof on
On the first one.
the first one. It looks to be that they did complete the final layer on the street, and they were supposed to do that today. So, looks like that might be done. Yes, Josh? Yep. So, they're moving, and they're trying to play catch up now from all the rain and wet days that they missed out on.
And then they had another one, maybe it's for Josh, a well update.
Yeah, so the raw water line. Power. Now they're working on drilling the well.
How far do they get every day? 10 feet? 6 feet? I mean, but, yeah. Okay.
But the thought was they'd have to go down about 550 feet.
Their deadline is a month and a half, or they're going to take that long to get down that deep? Oh, really? It's a rather slow process. Wow.
So, basketball hoops are up at Wineback now, so we're getting
Oh, yeah, I saw.
a little bit closer.
Yeah, there's kids playing on them today.
Was there?
Tom, did you have
That's
anything
supposed to be
else?
happening, but
I did, and I had mentioned in the workshop to the mayor and the administrator that earlier we've talked about doing hangar inspections at the airport, just to make sure that everything is up to code. There is an individual that would know those codes and would be willing to do that work for the city. That's it.
Okay. Matt, did you have any?
Nope, I'm good.
Jesse?
No, sir.
And I don't have anything either, so I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn?
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned.